And now we come to one who seems to be set entirely apart from all other composers and musicians. When I first heard him, he was conducting a little 5-piece orchestra up in Harlem. Today, he is acclaimed by music authorities both here and abroad as the creator of a new vogue in music, Duke Ellington.
But Ellington was a very shrewd businessman. He had a great apprenticeship with a man by the name of Irving Mills, who was probably one of the shrewdest businessmen in music publishing.
The greatest way to find out how good a man is to test him. Duke is the only guy who can direct a band, and no guys in a band don't give him no cues. He gives them the cues. That's what you call a director, a man who thinks good.
And he could actually play the band the way he wanted, the way Average Cat played his instrument. He played the band. So he could masterfully psych you into doing exactly what he wanted you to do.
But Duke's, he's an easygoing man. He never said anything. Never seen Duke lose his temper. But he's got a way to let you know. Let's take care of business. You dig? He doesn't say, do this, do that, do this, do that. It's a little thing. You know, he's so slick. Ellington.
But with these guys, and I have so many expensive people in the band, and, you know, it's the highest paid band in the world. I mean, the individuals are the highest paid. I wish I could afford this payroll.
Duke was probably the most liberal leader I ever saw in terms of allowing his men to be on a completely loose leash. So even when probably 99 people out of 100 would have had a strong discipline problem and would have fired a musician or would have had a real showdown, Duke very often said nothing and waited for the people to straighten themselves out.
And he would tell you in a minute, I am not a disciplinarian. He said, I've got professional people around me, and I expect you to do what you're here to do.
Yeah.
All these people are an inspiration in themselves to write for. And every musician in the world has some limitation. There is no musician in the world who has no limitations. I mean, you take the world's greatest virtuoso symphony violinist. There are a lot of things he can't play.
Right.
And he is as high and as good a musician as you can be.
Sure.
You know. And by the same token, you take the guys who are considered jazz musicians, there are things that they can't do. But the wise players are those who play what they can master.
If an idea comes, it can come at the piano, it can come away from the piano, it can come while you're riding around the country. So it comes when you have isolation, mental isolation. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be alone. It can happen with other people. You can be in a big crowd. But you have that mental isolation, something stimulates and comes out.
When you worked with him, you felt good, and so did the musicians, even if they remember perhaps having had arguments with him, you know. But they left him, but they always came back, because once you worked with Duke, you are never the same after that.
The title of this number, ladies and gentlemen, is Things Ain't What They Used to Be. And this time we use it for the purpose of giving background to this finger snapping bit. And of course you are cordially invited to join the finger snapping. Crazy. I don't have to tell you, one never snaps one's fingers on the beat. It's considered aggressive. Don't push it, just let it fall. And if you would like to be conservatively hip, then at the same time tilt the left earlobe. Establish a state of nonchalance. And if you would like to be respectably cool, then tilt the left earlobe on the beat and snap the finger on the afterbeat dust. And then you really don't care. And so by routining one's finger snapping and choreographing one's earlobe tilting, one discovers that one can become as cool as one wishes to be. With that, we want to thank you for the wonderful way you've inspired us throughout this evening. You're very beautiful, very sweet, very gracious, very generous, and we do love you madly. As we say good night, we want to give you our best wishes. Hope we'll have this pleasure again tomorrow night and every night while we're still here at beautiful Mason Street West. Thank you.